Disney has plans for a new princess movie, though it might be a take on an old princess, or a sidestep, or a complete mess-up of the story in general. I'm talking about Rose Red. In some of the Grimm fairy tales, she's depicted as Snow White's sister, though I should note that the Snow White, Red Rose stories are extremely different and not the same character as the Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs character, so I don't know where they're going to take this. But the news is that Walt Disney has picked up the project with a script written by Justin Mers and a pitch by Evan Daughtry that reworks the original script to be live action and featuring her sister, who would, I think they're morphing the story quite a bit like they did with Frozen, so it could be good.
Is the storyline just Rose Red on a quest for more merchandising money?
Snow White 2, the search for more money.
Branding. Look at Rose Red.
According to the Hollywood Reporter, it's a revisionist take on what, and it kind of weaves Red Rose in retroactively into Snow White's tale. So after Snow White has taken the bite from the apple, Red Rose is going to go out on a journey with the 7 dwarves to find a way to break the curse and bring her back to life. I guess they're just going to go get the prince. But that'll be turned into...
public domain is some shit, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I mean, here, if you look, I'm going to sum up the original Red Rose fairy tale from Brothers Grimm. So, Snow White and Rose Red are sisters who live together with their mother. Snow White is very demure and shy. Rose Red is very outgoing and likes to go outside and is more bold than Snow White. One day, a bear shows up at their house, and they're like, "Oh no, a bear!" And the bear says, "I just want to warm up by the fire." And they say, "Oh, sounds right.
Oh no, a talking bear.
Sounds good to us." Then the bear goes to sleep. They play with the bear. The bear comes back every night. They're friends with the bear. It's great. The bear is their pal. But then eventually they run into this dwarf. This dwarf has his beard caught on something, and they cut off his beard, and the dwarf is like not grateful. And he's mad that
that was a righteous beard.
His glorious beard got
dwarf.
cut off. No, that's basically it. He's mad about his beard. And over the course of a few months, this keeps happening. They keep having to rescue the dwarf from his beard being caught on something, much like Jasper in The Simpsons.
This is going somewhere, right?
And yeah, this is German. And eventually, they find the dwarf is in some kind of scuffle with the bear. And the dwarf begs the bear to eat the girls and not him. The bear disobeys and it kills the dwarf. And then the bear turns into a prince. And then he marries Snow White, and he also had a brother who marries Rose Red.
What's the moral of the story?
I don't know. Trust bears?
Bears are okay if they can talk to you. Also, don't trust people with facial hair.
The Brother Grimm stories are pretty weird, circuitous. Don't have a clear lesson. Some of them have lessons like listen to your mother and don't talk to wolves, but I don't know where this one was going. It's by the way, that Snow White is not the same black-haired Snow White we know of. I mean, when we look back to Frozen, it's not the Ice Queen. It's not Hans Christensen's story. It's completely different. Characters were changed entirely or removed. So, I mean, this has the potential to be a big hit. What I would say, though, is, I mean, it is live action.
Right.
Disney has bigger hits with the animated princess stories. This is the 3rd fairy tale Vincent has set up with Disney in the last 3 months. He also has a couple others, including Genies, a prequel to Aladdin, and Prince Charming, which is based on Prince Charming.
Is this sort of like the move that's been there since the Pirates of the Caribbean days, where it's the PG-13 reboot of something cool about Disney?
Maybe.
Okay.
I mean,
I got no problem with that. I'm not saying that like it's a bad thing. It's just it's an interesting move. Let's see how it works.
I think this might be a lot like, I mean, you know, the Huntsman or Snow White and the Huntsman or the Alice movies where they're portrayed somewhat differently and the main character is more heroic. And I think it
just
will
like
go
in
that
Rose
way.
Red, the made-for-TV movie written by Stephen King.
I haven't seen it, but I will look
Highly
it up
recommend.
now. I won't watch it at night because it will be too scary. I mean, this could be good. This could be weird too, though.
Yeah.
I mean, audience, what do you think?
Let's make it weird.
Are you ready for a weird Rose Red, or is it going to be pretty good? Are you going to take your children to this classic forever? Let us know below in the comments what you'd like to see, and please like and subscribe for more.